Rendell Iguodala, 25-year-old community college student. This is my 5th semester in college altogether in 7 years.
After high school, how did you adapt to college?
In high school, I was hitting the snooze button when I would wake up in the morning and turn on ESPN, but I would sleep through ESPN. Like, I would turn the volume all the way down, but I would keep ESPN on while I would warm up my iron. I would sleep for 15 minutes of snoozing. Okay, that was my version of snoozing. I would wake up and multitask because I didn't want to miss the bus, and I wanted to make sure I brushed my teeth before I went to the bus stop. So that was my life in high school. It was kind of, wishy-washy on really what I wanted to do. But I wanted to do as much as I could before I left the house. So I got a little bit of sleep. I got fresh because I ironed my clothes. I was looking sharp, and I was informed on the early morning of ESPN Sports Center before I got to school, and they showed it for the 3rd time, or maybe the 2nd time in the day. So that was high school. When I graduated high school, I worked for a little while at Dollar General. Then I moved to Springfield, where I went to U of I at Springfield, which is a liberal arts university. And I kind of changed my lifestyle because since I got accepted to the college 3 weeks before courses started, I had to make continuous trips to the campus to make sure I would be admitted. Otherwise, I would be spending my summer after high school graduation without a job and without getting an education. And that's something that I could not have happen. So I lived the same way I lived in high school. I led the same life in college. I completed my work. I procrastinated like other people do. Before I even knew other people did it. I procrastinated, but I also got my work done. I finished my work. I went to class. I didn't participate in group exercises in my macroeconomics class, but that was just me. I still got a C+ though. But anyway, that's what made me realize that life isn't it's not that hard. You got people who take it easy and they understand your situation, and they'll allow you to turn in essays without having to participate in a group. So that's how I adapted to college.
What is your relationship with your brothers and sisters?
I am an older sibling to 2 younger siblings, and I'm a younger sibling to 3 elder siblings. The 2 younger siblings are my mother's children. My little brother, who's 16 years younger than me, was born one day after I was born. That's about it with him until he gets a little older. He's about to be 10, so we're really talking about, I'm trying to gauge him on what he's learning in school and what he does outside school, what type of friends he keeps around, what his friends do while they're visiting. My younger sister, I've been around her since she was born, so I was 4. She was born. I've grown up around her a little bit. We were separated when she was 2. She went to live with our aunt, and I went to live with my father. My elder brother, he's 5 years older than me, 5 years 2 months older than me, and he loves every year of space that we have between us. But he's a professional American basketball player who responds to the wrong texts at times, but we're not going to get into that. We're cool. He's an older brother. I'm just a younger brother. He's just showing me that I'm the younger brother. Everything he does, he just acts like an older brother. So that's that. That's our relationship. He has a brother who's older than he is, who shares the same mother with him also, and that brother is more like my father. I can sense a more organic relationship with my oldest brother, who's 7 years older than I am, and that's our relationship. He's able to give me advice. He's able to give me the advice that my father never gave me. He's able to say things that my father never said to me. So, and it's more comfortable hearing it from him because my father was like 4 times older than I was. So, I said 4 times when he's only 3 times, but yeah. So it's easier to get information from my oldest brother than it was to get from either my older brother or my father. My eldest sibling is my sister, who's about 13 years older than I am, maybe 14 years older than I am. And we're not on the same page at all. So
When your father passed away, what went through your head at the time?
well, there was a whole little story to that because it was a long passing. 2 weeks before the actual, or 2 weeks, 2 days before he actually began passing, he had told me that the doctor gave him 6 months to live. And it was weird that he would wait until this time to tell me that when he had been sick for 2 years, and the physician that he had been seeing, had been his doctor for 16 years. So it was kind of odd that he was giving me the information, or telling me that at the time that he was telling it to me. So I accepted the fact that he was sick, that he may have been terminally ill. Like, I had heard that at that point that it wasn't common that people would continue to battle cancer, like they would go into remission and then they would develop cancer again. Like, I hadn't heard of a supreme survival rate for that. So I just took it as what it was. He began to digress. His health really started to decline in a short amount of time after announcing to me that he only had 6 months to live. So the whole time I took it step by step with him. I had lived with him for a year before he announced that he had 6 months to live. So I had already become comfortable with the fact that he was sick and he needed help. So I quickly got comfortable with that. So when he began to pass, I just understood that even with the experience that I had with him throughout my 11 years with living with him, I understood that this is something that happens. Like, I just get to see it. Like, a lot of people don't get to see it. Like, he told me before I left the house in high school, before I went to college after high school, that he may pass away, and I won't even know when he passes away. And I told him that if I don't know that you're going to pass away, it's because you either pass away suddenly or you don't tell me that it's likely that you may pass away. But neither one of those happened. Once he kicked me out of the house in high school, 5 years later, after experiencing life from 18 to 23, asked him, can I come back and live with him after working at McDonald's. After working for minimum wage and transferring to the town that he lived in without him even knowing. I had to make sure I had got a job first before I asked him could I come back and live with him. So I made sure that happened. He allowed me to come back to live with him, and I just started to help him with everything that his daily activities of daily living, and so I was kind of prepared for the passing as it was happening. So it didn't stress me out at all. I just knew that I had to continue to remain employed, pay my bills on time, things like that. So it wasn't a traumatic experience. It was just the atmosphere, me being in the hospital around people who didn't know what was going on and didn't have a plan to take care of the situation. That was more stressful than my father actually passing, or me losing my father. So it wasn't a bad experience. It was a very eye-opening experience. It was a crucial moment of my life too. So I think I needed that more than anything.